Rock Cream Tuesday.
Go screw! Hello and welcome to Newsbreak. After much debate and compromise, the Congress of the United States has passed landmark legislation to once and for all prohibit all forms of discrimination and racism in this country. The new law, which takes effect in January of next year, will make it illegal to differentiate anyone because of their race, ethnic origin, religion, gender, sexual orientation, or any characteristic that can be identified with the five senses or any form of logical or scientific measurement. This new level lawn law will ban any reference to race, ethnicity, or differences between human beings on radio and television, in movie theaters or DVDs, on internet websites, within podcasts or streaming videos, as well as in public buildings or thoroughfares, including streets, avenues, boulevards, roads, drives, and cul-de-sacs, or in any venue where people gather or pass through, such as stadiums, auditoriums, halls, rooms, or breezeways.
Because of this new legislation, we will suffer neither the denigration nor the celebration of differences in our ethnic or cultural backgrounds. This is truly a great day in America. Park the car.
Thousands of organizations that promote the interests of specific groups of people will be disbanded, such as the Jewish Defense League, the National Hispanic Institute, the NAACP, the NAMBLA, the National Organization of Women, and the Gay and Lesbian Alliance, to name just a few. Beginning next year, there will be no more ceremonies such as the Hispanic Heritage Awards or the Soul Train Awards, as these types of celebrations of ethnic culture will be seen as relics from the past.
Acompañada por el gran actor, cantante y amigo de la casa.
The Irish music singing group, the Clancy Brothers, will be making significant changes to their performances. Starting next year, we'll be learning another form of music, a wee bit more genetic perhaps, and we'll even stop talking like this and speak in a more regular way of talking.
Rings on her fingers, bells on her toes. Oh, Johnny Murray says she'll die. She doesn't get the fellow with a roving eye.
There was intense lobbying in the final hour before the legislation was ratified. We understand that one exemption to the anti-discrimination law will be allowed. Indians, not Indians from India, Native American Indians, that is, will be exempt from laws against gambling. This exemption from gambling laws is being allowed due to circumstances in our country's history that have been described as unfortunate. American Indian tribes will be allowed to partner with gambling megacorporations from Las Vegas and Atlantic City to open casinos and slot machine parlors pretty much anywhere they want, and receive a small percentage of the profits, after expenses, of course. I would imagine that it's pretty expensive to run a casino, considering... We are receiving word that another exemption to the level lawn law has now been included for African Americans, otherwise known as black people. This new exemption is due to circumstances in our country's history that have been described as very unfortunate. African Americans will be exempt from all forms of taxation for a specified period of time, and I quote, until such time as the taxation exemptions for qualified persons total the equivalent value of 40 acres and a mule. According to Wikipedia, 40 acres and a mule was the compensation that was to be awarded to freed American slaves after the Civil War. But things didn't quite work out with that deal. Of course, 40 acres is worth quite a bit more in today's market, whereas the value of a mule is a bit more difficult to determine. To summarize, the new level lawn legislation, with now 2 exceptions, will outlaw all forms of discrimination, racism, and differentiation in this country. This landmark legislation are being told that in the final moments before passage of this bill, several thousand exemptions and exceptions were filed and attached to this bill. These exemptions and exceptions are meant to benefit various groups to, and I quote, make up for all past wrongs. Lawmakers announced their intention to compensate any and all identifiable groups for any and all forms of oppression, repression, discrimination, suffering, sadness, inconvenience, irritation, or discomfort they or their ancestors may have experienced. In addition to well-known identifiable parties such as the Irish, Italians, Puerto Ricans, Jews, Muslims, and a plethora of traditional ethnic and religious backgrounds, considerations will be extended to groups such as the hard of hearing, stutterers, the freckled, people with a lazy eye, or thinning hair, or incontinence, those with emotional difficulties, the fat, the ugly, the weird, and the downright stupid. Most Americans will fit into at least 3 or more of these groups and will enjoy exemptions from various laws or special treatment allocated to each of the categories. As it turns out, only one single American citizen will not receive any benefit from the new level lawn law: Microsoft founder and billionaire Bill Gates.
I'm okay with it. I've done pretty well.
This is truly a great day in America. No more discrimination. I'm Eggnog Pizensky. Thank you for watching Newsbreak. Everyone's equal now.
Because of this new law of the land, no longer will people be judged by the color of their skin. No longer will people be judged even by the content of their character.
Rock Cream Tuesday!
Oh, screw!